Why Queen Sofia defended Princess Leonor. The corridor smells faintly of polished wood and age. Not decay. Continuity. Portraits line the walls, not as decoration, but as reminders. Each face once carried the same burden. Each learned, eventually, when to speak, and when to intervene. The phrase feels almost too simple for what is unfolding. Because the woman who steps forward is not acting as a grandmother in the ordinary sense. She is Queen Sofia, and the person she positions herself beside is Princess Leonor, future embodiment of the Spanish state. This is not affection, it is architecture. Inside Zarzuela Palace, protection does not look like comfort. It looks like timing, like restraint, like knowing exactly when silence will do more damage than intervention. Queen Sofia has lived long enough inside the institution to understand its most dangerous habit. Its tendency to judge too early. She does not raise her voice. She does not contradict anyone openly. She does something far more effective. She slows the moment. This is the living thread of continuity. By the second minute, the misunderstanding begins to surface. Most observers assume the defense was emotional, instinctive, a grandmother shielding a young woman from pressure. That reading is comforting, and completely wrong. Queen Sofia does not act on instinct. She acts on memory. She has seen heirs shaped too aggressively, defined by moments they were never meant to carry alone, reduced by narratives that hardened before identity had time to settle. Her intervention is not about excusing behavior. It is about preventing distortion. Because once an heir is framed publicly, that frame becomes permanent. And permanence is dangerous when applied too early. Leonor does not need to be flawless. She needs to remain unfinished. That distinction matters more than affection ever could. At minute 5, the phrase returns, unchanged, but heavier. Now it sounds almost ironic. Because what Queen Sofia offers is not help in the sentimental sense. It is institutional protection. From Washington, this kind of intervention is understood immediately. Not as favoritism, but as succession management. An elder figure ensuring that the future executive is not prematurely defined by a single data point. In London, the logic is even more familiar. The British system has long relied on senior royals to absorb pressure so that heirs can mature without fracture. Visibility is managed. Narratives are paced. Canada and Australia read the moment through stability. A monarchy that protects its succession timeline signals durability. Unfinished heirs are safer than rushed ones. Germany sees something colder, but necessary. A system correcting its own momentum before legitimacy hardens into vulnerability. Back inside the palace, nothing is explained publicly. That is deliberate. Explanation invites debate. Debate invites erosion. Instead, Queen Sofia adjusts the environment. She reframes expectations. She ensures that judgment does not outrun formation. By minute 8, a deeper tension becomes visible. Queen Sofia understands something the institution itself sometimes forgets. Correction and exposure are not the same thing. You can discipline privately and still defend publicly. In fact, that balance is the only way continuity survives. She does not deny that Leonor must learn. She insists that learning must happen without spectacle. National identity is woven into these rituals. Spain does not need a perfect future queen. It needs a resilient one. And resilience cannot develop under a spotlight that mistakes growth for weakness. At minute 10, the strain sharpens. Spain's monarchy exists under permanent observation. Not hostility, observation, the most exhausting form of scrutiny. An heir who is framed too quickly becomes symbolic before becoming stable. And symbols fracture more easily than people. Queen Sofia steps in to prevent that fracture. This is not softness, it is strategy. At minute 14, the point of no return passes quietly. Because once an elder intervenes in this way, the institution has acknowledged something uncomfortable. That the heir's future matters more than the institution's immediate desire for control. This recalibration cannot be undone. Only absorbed. Leonor is not told she is right. She is told she has time. That may be the rarest gift inside a monarchy. By minute 19, the horizon darkens just enough to feel the future pressing closer. A world of accelerated judgment. Of viral narratives. Of legitimacy tested daily by perception rather than law. In such a world, heirs must be protected not from rules, but from premature finality. Queen Sofia sees this clearly. She has lived through eras where crowns fell not because of rebellion, but because institutions mistook rigidity for strength. And so, in the final moments, the phrase returns one last time, quieter now, almost understated. Not by shielding a mistake. Not by overruling authority, but by defending the space in which a future queen is still allowed to become. She didn't defend the moment. She defended the future that followed. And that future remains unfinished. History is patient, but it is always watching. The next intervention has not yet been required. Which means the story is still moving forward.